Good afternoon, Professor. Today, my peers, Carrie and Marino, and myself, Jillian, are here to present you with our final project called StayAtHomeBite. So without further delay, let's begin. Introducing StayAtHomeBite, your flavorful escape. Craving your favorite bites without the fuss of emptying your bank account? Look no further. StayAtHomeBite is the ultimate app for students, making food exploration effortless and delightful. Discover nearby restaurants and food trucks in a snap. Order with ease, track in real time, and customize your meal with dietary preferences, all while staying incognito. Our AI learns your tastes, serving up personalized recommendations that keep your taste buds on an adventure. Pay your way, credit card, PayPal, or cash at the door. Choose what suits you. Splitting the bill? No problem. We've got your group covered. The deal doesn't just end here. You can also opt into our rewards program and earn points to savor your favorite meals at a student-friendly price. Because let's face it, tuition fees are high enough. So say goodbye to awkward social moments, overpriced dinners, and never-ending queues. With StayAtHomeBite, relish your meals in solitude and let your taste buds travel the world from the comfort of your home. Bon appetit, student style. Our initiative was inspired by the lack of affordable options for student foodies. So we saw an opportunity to create a revolutionary app. A market worth a whopping $3 billion was just waiting for us to dive in and make our mark. Now here's the cherry on top of the icing on the cake that is our product. Since we are making something that hasn't been done before, we only have a handful of competitors, and our estimate is that we will stay ahead by an estimated $2 billion, since we will be the first ones going to the market with this. With this research, we could not let go of the opportunity, which is why we wanted to see if creating this product was feasible at all. Well, the answer is yes. Let's dive in. To break it down for you, our economical feasibility study reveals the magic numbers. Our total project cost is between $64,000 and $100,750. But we're no strangers to the unexpected twists and turns of business. That's why we've got your back with a robust contingency reserve of $10,000, which has been included into the total project cost. Our operational feasibility study will be done once we do our first launch, which Marina will talk about later. Since the budget was not an issue, our next step was to check if it's plausible to build this app technically. And guess what? It totally is. For the techie stuff, we need some cool tools like Node, Python, Go, PostgreSQL, Redis, and Apache Cassandra for the back end. On the front end, it's all about custom design, React and React Native, making things look and feel awesome. And get this, we can house all this tech magic on an AWS EC2 container. Soon, our tech expert Carrie will spill the beans on all these details. Lastly, we also peeked into the future to see how long it'd take to bring our app to life, which is again just 4.4 months. Yep, from the first line of code to the big launch party, it's all happening in that time frame. With this, I will hand off the mic to our tech expert, Carrie.
Thank you, Jillian, for that wonderful introduction. Now let's dive into the technical details. This diagram outlines our application's core interactions. Customers initiate orders, sharing delivery and payment details. The system relays this to the restaurant, delivery driver, and payment processor. Responses include order status from the restaurant, the driver's location, and payment status. Simultaneously, the system updates customers with order confirmations, status, and tracking. Crash reports are seamlessly sent to the App Store or Google Play. This concise overview encapsulates the efficient flow of information in our application ecosystem. In addition to the context diagram, we've developed an entity relationship diagram that visually represents the architecture and interconnections within our database. This ERD provides insight into the structure and relationships among different entities, offering a comprehensive view of how data is organized and related within our system. With ERD and context diagram, we have also created a use case sequence for our planned sprints. We also created data flow diagrams to help gather requirements for our system. Now let's talk about the stack we'll be using for our application. Our app will be hosted on AWS for computational and heavy lifting We're unleashing the power of Amazon EC2 and AWS Lambda, creating a dynamic duo for hosting both back-end and front-end components. To sprinkle in some AI magic to bring our customers, we are using Amazon SageMaker, which will provide our customers with recommendations by learning their behaviors using machine learning algorithms. Keeping a watchful eye on everything, Amazon CloudWatch steps in for performance monitoring, while AWS IAM ensures that our customers have the utmost protection in data privacy. Plus, for our database, we're rolling with Oracle 19c and PostgreSQL, utilizing the seamless Amazon RDS to simplify admin tasks. With this, let's dive into some of our operational content. Walt Disney said, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing, so here's how we're going to do what we said." For our project, we will be using Agile, specifically Scrum methodology. Scrum is an agile project management framework that helps teams structure and manage their work through a set of values, principles, and practices to deliver a product or service. It details the members of a Scrum team and their accountabilities, artifacts that define the product and work to create the product, and Scrum ceremonies that guide the Scrum team through work. Using this model, we will also be conducting ceremonies, such as backlog grooming, sprint planning, daily scrums, sprint review, and retrospective. So far, we have been able to plan and complete 3 sprints and are on track to complete the rest of them.
Thanks, Carrie, for that wonderful description on how our app is going to work. We're super excited to announce that our UX design will be in full bloom by December 26th. So brace yourselves because the real magic happens next. We're wrapping up both development, API integration with top-notch security by February 23rd. Yep, you heard it right. We're doing them together or simultaneously. Finally, the launch is scheduled for March 24th, which we are still on track for. In case you're interested in a detailed timeline, it's also been attached to the top right corner of the screen or the presentation deck. With this, let's delve into the nitty-gritty of resource allocation. If you take a look, you'll notice that the bulk of workload is concentrated in November, January, and February. These months will be a significant uptick in resource allocation as we dive deep into the core tasks of the project. It's all hands on deck during these periods as we work diligently to bring StayAtHomeBite to life, whereas the rest of the months have more equitable distribution of resources. So now that we have an idea of what resource allocation is going to look throughout the project, let us dive into testing. So for us, it was very important that StayAtHomeBite is as robust as it can be, which is why we've got a variety of checks in place to ensure our app is top-notch. First up, we've got unit testing, where individual functions, procedures, or classes are examined by the developers themselves. Then there's integration testing, making sure that these units play nice together. Now, if we zoom out, once the integration testing has been done, we have system testing, giving the entire system a thorough check, after which we may actually go to the user for user acceptance testing. Now, we've listed the main testing that we will do, but based on what comes our way, we may actually do coverage, mutation, as well as validation testing as well. But that's TBD right now. Now, we have understood what we are going to do, but let's look at what we've done so far. So, as Gary had mentioned that we completed 3 sprints, and we have also been able to complete a lot from design phase, including use case, sequence, and data flow diagrams. In addition to laying the design foundation of our app, we've conducted interviews with 3 key groups. Interview number 1 was with international and domestic university students. Interview number 2 and interview number 3 are more detailed interviews based on our output from interview number 1. So as you may see on the screen, interview number 2 is just for domestic college students because we asked them a bunch of detailed questions related to our app. And the same goes for interview number 3 as well. So these interviews they're very critical or instrumental in shaping our approach because they help us ensure that our app meets the diverse needs of our user base. But the fun just doesn't end here. We have also been able to complete 3 unit tests as shown on the screen, and I'm thrilled to share that they passed with flying colors. Our rigorous testing process ensures that StayAtHomeBite meets the highest quality standard. Now, in terms of our deployment strategy, we've put a lot of thought into it and we've figured that pilot strategy makes the most sense. Initially, we're rolling out StayAtHomeBite exclusively to just Sheridan students. This targeted release allows us to gather real-time feedback and insights from a specific user group, ensuring that any initial hiccups or improvements are addressed promptly. Once we fine-tuned and optimized based on Sheridan students' experiences, we'll then expand the release across all of Ontario. This phased deployment strategy minimizes the potential issue on a larger scale, ensuring a smoother and more successful introduction of StayAtHomeBite to the broader audience. In terms of our maintenance is strategy going to be very straightforward. We will deal with defects as they come through. These defects could be, corrective, adaptive, or perfective. In terms of the preventative maintenance, this is part of our deployment as well as testing process. So with this, I thank you for listening so attentively, and we really hope that you enjoy our app, which is by the students and for the students. So we hope that you enjoy Stay at Home Bite.